Welcome to the Writer's Anointing Show. Dr. Jewel Williams, and we are this month going through the theme, Come Read With Me. So I'll be reading from another one of my books called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. Thanks for joining me. Well, let's get started. So today I am reading from the book Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. This was actually my very first book, so this one holds something dear to me. It is a book for teens and preteens. It was originally a 13-week curriculum that I created because of the girls that I was teaching in Bible study. They said the Bible didn't speak to anything relevant, so I had to show them that it did. And so that was turned into this book. I'm reading from chapter 10, and it's called Am I Important? This is the story called The Creator. Barbara sat in front of the clay for several moments as she decided what she wanted to create from this gray lump. She looked around the art class with the other students to see what they were doing. Some of the other students had already begun to mold their clay into animals and other shapes. She looked back at her clay and picked it up in her hands. It was soft and cool to the touch. She began to mold it with her fingers. As she worked it, thoughts of what it could become raced through her mind. She leaned over the lump of clay and shaped it until it began to look like something between her fingers. Barbara's excitement grew as she saw the clay become what she had envisioned it to be. Barbara worked until she heard her teacher call that time was up. She was surprised how quickly the time had gone, but her excitement and pleasure remained as she looked at her clay. It was no longer a blob of cool, moist clay. It had taken form and shape within her capable hands. Once just a lump, the clay was now in the shape of a horse. She looked at the horse and envisioned it running through the fields, enjoying its freedom. Barbara set her creation down so that it could harden. As she walked from her class, she thought about how amazing it is to be able to create something. It was amazing how she could think of something and then bring that thought to a reality. Being able to create was really something wonderful, she thought. This section is called Your Voice. Have you ever made something with your own hands? Was it a cake you baked for the first time, or cookies you enjoy eating after you finish? Maybe you draw or have some other artistic ability. How do you feel when you are able to create something from an idea you have? Whatever it was, did you feel excited after you finished? I can imagine you took pride in it because it was something very important to you. You wanted to show it off. It was something you created. So you felt a certain amount of protectiveness about that idea. You did not want someone to come along and destroy what you had taken your time to create. Thank you for listening to me today. And if you would like a copy of this book, it's great for teens. It's called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made by Dr. Jewel D. Williams. You can get a copy of it on my website, publishthevision.com. That's publishthevision.com. And use the book code BookLover2020. That's BookLover2020 at checkout for a 10% discount on all books and ebooks. So thank you for joining me today. And as always, what do I say? Till next time, go write it. God bless.